Hello, my name is Martyr, and welcome to the Indie Game of the Week, Trine 2. Developed by Frozenbyte Incorporated and released December 2011. Trine 2 is a side-scrolling action platforming puzzle video game, and I dare you to say that 10 times fast. The game puts you in the the role of a wizard, thief, warrior combo, and you're basically charged with saving the land, basically. The game was a bit of an intro here. Before we get to that, though, I just want to say that this game was a delightful surprise. I got this game kind of accidentally, to be honest with you. It was part of a package deal, and I didn't even know this game. I didn't play this game. My kid walked up to me. He's like, "Hey, you should play Trine 2. It's pretty fun." And I'm like, "You're a noob. You don't know what you're talking about, kid." So I was playing some other games, and then he's like, "No, you should really try it out." And finally I tried it, and my goodness, this game rocked my world. This game is so much fun. But before I get into all that and I start telling you about the game and how cool it is, let's just watch the intro here, and you can get an idea of what you're looking at here.
Once upon a time, there were 3 valiant heroes chosen by a magical artifact called the Trine. You may have heard another tale of how they met. Let me tell you a story of their latest adventure. Something mysterious and magical was taking place in the forest.
An orgy. No, it's very near.
First of the 3 heroes was Amadeus, a wizard. Not perhaps the bravest or the most powerful, but he was clever and sensible. Then there was Pontius the knight, fearless protector of the realm, who loved good food, drink, and battle. Last but not least was Zoya, a thief.
An entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur. She was mysterious and only seen as a passing shadow on a cloudy night.
Alright, there you go. So they introduced you basically kind of your 3 main characters. And all these 3 characters, well, not yet anyways, are bound by Trine. And Trine is like this magical thing that kind of moves the story along and tells them where to go. And basically, let me start the game here. And I can explain to you one of the main things I love about this game, which is that right there.
Amadeus the wizard was asleep in his cottage. It was a place where he could
just the way the game
spell,
looks is amazing.
From the scornful eye of his wife.
And the game is a side scroller, but all of the art and all of the backgrounds and everything is painted and looks just like this. And it's such a gorgeous game.
Turn it off. I'm sleeping here.
It's God. I'm here to burn your pagan ass.
What is it? Who's there?
Alright, and now we're officially in control of the game. We're playing the role of Amadeus the Wizard. Like it says, Amadeus is all of them have unique abilities that they use to get through the puzzles. And his ability is pretty obvious. He creates stuff. And they can control it telekinetically to get around. So I can take this brick, for instance, and jump on top of it. And you know what I want to do? Hey, what if I wanted to create another brick? And there you go. Now I'm in a higher position to get to stuff. Now all of it has its own physics engine. All of it's kind of real. So as you can imagine, chaos can quite ensue when you're throwing other elements into the mix. Monsters and dangers and such. I have to get up to this ridge up here. So, oh, well, I could just use the bubble. But I could also just create my own platform and jump up there. I prefer to do things my own style. Screw you, game. And like I said, Amadeus can control things telekinetically, not just things he creates, but other things in the area like boulders and blah blah blah. And this is kind of like a tutorial level. It's trying to explain to you all that. So let's move along here.
Amadeus could also conjure boxes out of
Yes, narrator. Thank you for your assistance there. And the game really shines, to be honest with you. The game itself as a single-player game is very entertaining. It's very fun. But the game shines when you start throwing other players into the mix. When you start having the thief, the wizard, and the warrior all on screen, everything just goes to hell, to be honest with you. It's just utter chaos. And that was just kind of a brief tutorial of what the wizard can do, and now they're introduced you to the warrior. There's a lot of things in this game that I could explain to you about. I've played this game a lot with my kid. It is so much fun, ridiculous fun. The co-op mode makes this game alone worth whatever you're going to pay for it. Right there alone. There's chaotic puzzles. The game is on Steam. There's expansions. So much. But I'm going to get to that as I get through all the characters here. We're moving on to the warrior next, as you can imagine.
Despite his reluctance, Amadeus
And the
knew
game
that
has
the
this
hero
all-knowing
needed one
narrator who kind of moves you along through the moves you along through the storyline and kind of explains things as you move along. Now this is the warrior, and I've upgraded him a little bit, and I just said upgrade. Yes, there is actual skill trees in the game that allow you to upgrade your characters in different abilities and different things. Like for instance, that shield when it is struck by an enemy freezes the enemy. And then I also have a flame sword which kind of does extra damage and lets me burn things, which is really cool. Also, he has a hammer, which allows him to break stuff, and I can throw it, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love the warrior. The warrior is actually the one I play predominantly, and my kid plays the thief. Chickens! Chickens! I should probably switch the sword here. The evil vines are trying to kill me. And the game, to be honest with you, is kind of like it kind of runs a Little Big Planet, except with a chaos factor thrown into it all.
Pumpkin pie for dinner tonight.
Everything's just when monsters are flying at you and you still have to somehow navigate puzzles, you just end up screaming at your fellow player 90% of the time.
The nasties must have
Don't do that! Which I've said that so many times while playing this game, it's not even funny. Matter of fact, I've yelled at this game so much that my wife has actually yelled at me and told me to shut up. She said I've been being too loud, and I should shut the hell up. So the hammer breaks through stone, helps you get through difficult areas.
That looks dangerous.
And all of them, like I said, have their own unique abilities that help you get through things. So here we are. We've made it through this area as the warrior now. Things are going to try to kill me, as you can imagine. I'm going to just try to hack and slash them all.
I'll show you what for. I'm Pontius the Brave, and I won't fall in a battle with dandelions.
And really, there's no real way to fail this part, I don't think. I don't remember we're getting killed. Basically, the Trine shows up and saves her ass.
The Trine!
Pontius had never understood what exactly the Trine did, but he knew that the
So unique things about this game, like I said, it has a skill tree. When you're playing with 3 players, it forces you to work together. You have literally no choice. And if a player dies as the character, there's an ability to go back and resurrect them. But you always have to be kind of aware of your hit points. There's a red bar right there below their picture. And now we're playing as the thief here. It was a very fun character to play. I suck with this character, so you're probably going to see me do some derping here. She wields a bow and arrow. And one of the things she does is she can shoot with the bow, obviously. Which is what I have to do here. Knock out that stone. And one of her most fun abilities is that right there, which is the grappling hook.
Through the town,
or as I like to call it, the derp hook, because I suck with this thing so badly. But it is so fun to play with nonetheless. And if you're really proficient with it, you can jump on top of the platforms at your grappling hook too. Like so, by the way. So there gives you kind of an idea of what all 3 classes can do here. Oh man, I totally made that jump.
Taking over the town.
The more we chop,
And the thief
a flower swallowed my
has flame arrows, fire arrows, explosive arrows, so many different things that all the classes can do. The warrior has like I said, a flaming sword, a freezing shield. Eventually, his hammer can be. You can throw his hammer. His shield becomes magnetic. The wizard predominantly is kind of a utility character, in the fact that all he really does is just kind of help you get through the areas. He doesn't really fight anything. He can though. He can actually capture enemies in his boxes, which is hilarious to watch and see. Oh my gosh, I'm derping on the screen here. Like I said, I was never the best with the thief. Ah, balls. Okay. You're not supposed to jump up that platform anyways. Okay, there we go. But like I said, look at that. If you look at the art, look at how beautiful this game looks. The music is neat. The game is fun. It's just such a great game, guys. And to be honest with you, I was not expecting it. For the price I paid, it was really just dirt cheap, guys. There's absolutely no reason that you should not go and get this game
The Trine
as soon as possible, because it's just so much fun. The puzzles, aspects to it all. There you go. You have all 3 characters finally together. And basically what the Trine does is it takes them all and binds them together into one being. And that's basically how you play the game in single player mode. You kind of flip through them. But to be honest with you, the fun of the game, like I said before, is in the simultaneous co-op. And the co-op can be done in a multitude of ways. You can literally play the game with somebody sitting beside you, or you could play the game with somebody over online.
Amadeus worried for his
And
family.
that is the best way to play the game, because that's the fun of it all. The game supports mics, so you can talk to them. There's skill trees, so many different kinds of levels. It's such a blast, guys. I love the music and just the style of the game itself. It's just very entertaining. The game is on Steam if you want to go ahead and check it out. I think there might even be a demo. I'm not really sure. But yeah, this is Trine 2. It's such a fun game. I love games that kind of encourage you to work together. I think that's something that's very much missing from games these days. This is the first level where you kind of are as all 3 characters. And I'll play this for a little while just to show you how you manipulate them to get things going here.
Let's take a look around.
So for instance, there's a big spike pit down here that if I were to jump into, I'd die a horrific death. But if I just take the wizard and just move it over just a tad bit, like there, I can simply just jump and move across. Now aside from all that though, I could have just done something else, for instance, like use the thief and jumped across. Derp! The game supports controllers. I don't really like the controller, to be honest with you, because to be honest, the keyboard's just more intuitive for me. I love using my keyboard, but there is that option there if you're interested in you know, using the controller, as it were. Oh, I'm not gonna make that jump. Oh, I did make the jump. Okay. So there you have. These are where you kind of resurrect your character. These little points right here. This is where you resurrect your character. Aside from that, there's different things in the game. There's achievements and extras. There's like these treasure chests that are laden throughout the game. They give you little tidbits about the story and the lore of the game. And those are usually in secret areas and secret puzzles that you have to learn how to manipulate. This is just one of the many aspects to the puzzles. I have to manipulate this water here. The game's all physics-based. As you can see, the water moves somewhat realistically, and this would normally give you access to these little hidden coins here that lets you level up into your skills, as it were. But if I, for instance, wanted to, let's say, get this over here, I would just have to simply do that. Manipulate the platform, and that would grow as well. And I created that platform. As you can see, you kind of can manipulate the environment in many different ways to do different things that you may or may not want. Or, as I like to call it, get into a whole shitload of trouble. Because that's what mostly happened when I was playing. I would just get into trouble, just non-stop, and things would just derp all over the screen.
This water is really powerful.
Alright, so we've come up to an obstacle we can't get past. Smash it with my hammer. And apparently I smashed a bunch of other stuff with my hammer, which I didn't mean to. But as you can see, the environments are fully painted, fully just gorgeous. The monsters are chaotic. Let's just throw my hammer here. Oh, yeah, it works, right? You gotta cross it in some form or manner. And I think this is your first time you run into any kind of enemy.
Intruders! Do you think we'll have to...
Goblins, guys, goblins!
Hockey stick.
The goblins are coming!
That one. Attack! Goblins!
And you can use, for instance, the rogue to battle. Even though she's not the best character to fight with, you can. But 90% of the time, the character you're going to go to battle with is the warrior. He just rocks their world. And just having all 3 characters on the screen just leads to fun, chaotic chaos.
Straightforward quest. I like it. I don't.
And they kind of comment and they have their little voices and they say things throughout the game. And It's all very entertaining, as it were. Now you see there's a puzzle here. I have to move this platform down. Pretty obvious what you need to do here. Swing-a-ling, and there you go. Simplistic like that. Now, if there was more players on one screen, obviously you'd have to get some sort of assistance to get to that. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can manage to get up here. I don't think I can. Maybe I can. I don't know. Ow. Yeah, I did it. Woohoo! I got that heart piece. I don't think I got that before. I'm not sure if they increase your hit points or not. I don't think they do. Like I said, everyone has unique abilities. Like, for instance, the warrior can deflect things with his shield. And that happened, for instance. I don't think I can get up there, can I? Can you get up there? Well, I suppose I could if I created a box. And like I said, you can see why I said the game kind of reminds me of Little Big Planet, because it just has all these kind of chaotic elements to everything, and you have to figure out all these puzzles together if you're playing with other people. Which is how I suggest anybody to play this game, is definitely with somebody else. So there you have, that's kind of Trine in a nutshell. There is, this was the sequel. I have not played the first one, even though I probably will be getting it at this rate, because the game itself is just so much fun. I can only imagine how entertaining part 1 would be. Oh crap. That guy hopped out of nowhere. That scared, did not see that coming. I'll just head down there and kill him really quick. Take that, you fool! Do not mess with me! Anyways, like I said, I hope I've encouraged you to play this game. It's fun. You can play with other people. It's a great game online. It's a great single-player game. It's a great game to play with friends. Fun puzzles, beautiful art, great music, skill trees, expansions, the whole shebang. And you know what? It's a great price on Steam. It's on pretty much everything, though. It's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation 3. There really isn't a system that it is not on right now, so you can pretty much buy it in any format that you may want. So I suggest you go ahead and get this game. I know I'm gonna play it. I know I'm gonna beat this game. I know I'm buying the first one, probably the sequel. So there you have it. There's the indie game of the week, Trine 2.